Good morning, Joe here, Larry's Pistol and Pawn, 2405 North Memorial Parkway in beautiful downtown Huntsville, Alabama. It's Firearms Friday, and as usual, we're in the ammo dump shooting range. Today we're going to talk a little bit about one of the most maligned, but also one of the most useful cartridges ever invented, the .22. Now, .22, remember we're talking about the diameter of the projectile. When we talk about sizes of cartridges, normally we're talking about the diameter, either in inches or millimeters, of the projectile that's going down range, not the base. In this case, it happens to be the same though. Basically, the 22.22, if you will, is the same for the projectile and the cartridge for all practical purposes. So let's take a look at some of those cartridges that we have. Now, these have been around since the early 1850s or so, if you will, and they're really, really useful for using in your local hunting situations. If you're looking for small game, squirrels, chipmunks, rabbits, whatever, very useful for that. Many of us grew up shooting .22 bolt-action rifles, hunting with our family. A great cartridge to learn to shoot on, very little recoil, so it's an easy thing to shoot. Now, let's start by looking at the difference between Centerfire and Rimfire. Now, .22s are all what we call Rimfire compared to Centerfire, and I've got a couple of expended cartridges here you can see. On my left here, this is a Rimfire .22, and you can see there's a small indentation there where the firing pin hit. In my right hand is a regular Centerfire cartridge, also expended, but you can see the difference where the firing pin hits in the center versus on the edge, or the rim, if you will. Now, when it comes to reloading, basically nobody reloads .22 Rimfire because it's just way too much effort involved in that. Reloading Centerfire cartridges is a pretty simple process. Lots and lots of people do that. But let's talk about the actual cartridges now. Now, the cartridges start out with something as simple as the .22 short. Now the .22 short here, so named because it is very short, all right? And of course it's fairly low power. If you look at the cartridge box here, it tells you right on here what it's doing. It's high velocity, but it is a short, okay? So this is a very little amount of power compared to other cartridges. You can also get short in what we call a hollow point. So if you look at this, you can see the point right here is hollow, and that's used for more game compared to the regular ball would be used for just target shooting and plinking. You can also get in a .22 long. Now this is a little bit longer. If you look at the difference here, you can see it's a little bit longer. .22 long came along to give it a little more power as time went on. Now, but that still wasn't enough power for a lot of times, so we created something called the .22 long rifle. Now the .22 long rifle comes in different flavors also. You can also get it in hollow point, but you can also get it in what we call the quiet or suppressor sound. So if you're in a crowded area and you don't want to make a lot of noise, you can use this. Or the more standard, which most everyone uses for almost everything these days, is a regular .22 long rifle, okay? Now, the point I want to make here is these are the suppressor, the quiet rounds. These are the regular rounds. Do not take these out of the box and store them someplace else. Leave them in the box. You look at these two rounds here, you can tell there's zero discernible difference in this when you look at them. It's important though that you keep these in the box that they came in so that you know what this particular round is compared to this much more higher performance round. The last round we talk about for .22 is the .22 Magnum. And again, this is obviously a lot bigger than the .22 long. Okay, it also comes in a ball or in a hollow point. Now, and these guns come rounds. You can shoot them in rifles, pistols. You can shoot them in this. Believe it or not, this is actually a .22 right here. Okay, .22 revolver, 6-shot revolver, Smith & Wesson, or you can shoot with an automatic, such as this. You can also get it in bolt-action rifles, fully automatic rifles. Okay, when I say fully automatic, I'm talking about semi-automatic, of course. So you can get .22 and shoot it in just about anything. A lot of folks like to shoot .22. We shoot a lot of it here in the range because it's economical. You can get it for around 8, 9, 10 cents a round, depending on which one you're buying. And that's a lot cheaper to shoot than, say, 9mm or 45 or whatever. And so the mechanics of shooting are all exactly the same no matter what you're shooting. Whether you're shooting .22 or a much larger cartridge, the mechanics are exactly the same. So you can practice a lot cheaper with this kind of ammo. So we shoot a lot of .22 here. It's a great round to use. Come and shoot .22 with us here at Larry's Pistol and Pawn on North Memorial Parkway. That's it for this week. We'll catch you next week.